So, say what you will about Mass Effect 2 versus 1 and 3, you don't need a flashlight to get around the damn ship. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Arbitration Studios, continuing our journey across the whole damn thing of the Mass Effect trilogy. I'm JP Arbiter.
And I'm Captain Jack.
And we
patching it through.
apparently have an assignment.
Looks like this Geth incursion was bigger than we thought.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Major
always
offensive
been a
system.
thing.
Well, you know, they are long, smooth, kind of organic looking. They look like giant penises with flashlights, blah, at the end.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I want to fuck a Geth, I'm saying I will.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much your life philosophy, really. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think the world would be a better place if more people had that same philosophy. I have never been able to get enough of the Mass Effect world and how the galaxy and how they've used, in a lot of cases, they're actually new names for things or names that have been assigned to them.
So, you like Phil Collins?
Of course.
So take me home. Earth. What a shithole.
God, what a shit.
Anyway.
What a shit.
Alright. We have a thing to do on the moon.
Indeed.
And because this is sensitive Alliance information, I think we can only bring our human companions with us.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that makes a certain amount of
Like,
sense.
like seriously, I'm afraid Lance Henriksen will pop out of the screen and slap me if I brought a Krogan with me, as much as I want to.
Hence why when I've been through this, I always brought the Krogan with me. I'm that sort of person where I like to flout the rules.
Okay, so map helps to have a map.
It does.
We
What are
got-
looking at here?
We got some debris, and then we've got that training ground thing. So first, let's go to the debris. Wait. Oh, hey. I can see Olathe, Kansas from here. Hold on. There we are. There we are.
Feel better?
Ruining someone's day.
Eventually.
So this whole story, its primary setting is the idea you are reducing the mass of objects and increasing their relativistic speed in order to travel faster than light, in order to create massive infinite ammo guns, to do everything. Everything's a particle accelerator, even the things that launch us across the stars. There was that one book series that became a so-so movie. The CCCP Luna 23 module. Wonder what sort of 25th century stuff I can get out of it. Well,
None.
fuck you!
Your electronics are too...
How is that possible? The Soviet Union built shit that was primitive even when it was brand spanking new. A child should be able to disassemble that thing.
You know, I got nothing for you. Honestly.
Anyway, continuing the story, there was that book series Ender's Game where whole planets were destroyed by filling missiles full of sand and just letting Sir Isaac Newton take the wheel.
Well, one of my favorite book series, Space Carrier, is the lead character is known as Sandy because he invents a technique where he gets up to about 0.6 of C and then launches...
which is more than fast enough to ruin someone's day.
essentially launches what we would now call chaff as a weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and you can kill capital ships that way. Just with the sheer, uh, damaging potential of that material going that fast. So I think that, and I read a lot of harder science fictions. Kind of got although I will always be a Star Trek fan. I will always love Star Trek. I've just kind of gotten out of it as far as reading goes, and I've gotten into harder science fictions and whatnot. And as I would say that this counts as one of the harder science fictions, since they set up the physics of this world, and they really adhere to it. They really try to adhere to those physics, and I'm quite happy with that, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, anyway, to continue the story, there was a book in the BattleTech franchise that was released very recently, as of the time of recording, and it was called Children of Kerensky. And one of the big things is that it sets up a invasion. It's an all-human sci-fi setting. There's no aliens or anything, so it's one power invading Earth because it's seen as like the religious birthright or something. So in order to get past the initial defenses, they take some of these bog standard shuttlecraft that they have, which are the in-universe equivalent of C-130s or C-17s. Just like standard no frills transports.
Oh, drones!
They rip out all the guns. Retreat! Retreat! Cowards get to live! Anyway, they fill every last section. They up-armor them to shit. They put in a new fancy, super fast engine. And then they, and armor the piss out of the things until every last hold not used for their crew, with concrete. And just, the idea is set a course once you reach that terminal point where you're gonna hit this thing no matter how hard they maneuver. Everyone get to the lifeboats and let Sir Isaac Newton take the wheel. And it worked. These 2,000-ton spaceships took out several million-ton orbital platforms.
Well, in a lot of the hard science fiction I've read, if there are aliens, or if they are a non-human force, they are considerably advanced from humans. And we're talking like thousands of years of advancement. But none of them, regardless of their shielding, regardless of the fact that they have actual FTL drives, as opposed to what humans may have, a lot of times humans, their FTL basically tricks. It's not violating physics; it's tricking it.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have like insistent. So they can't really go FTL, but they can just travel those long distances. Whereas a lot of the aliens actually have technology. Yeah. Well, if you have FTL technology, you basically win every fight because you can be
Anywhere at any time.
at any time. And now, the way that the humans typically would beat this would be essentially beating a Neanderthal, sneaking up on and hitting the enemy with a rock in the back of the head. They would just outsmart the enemy in the sense of being much. Humans were much better tacticians. They were much better at making war, and they were much better at going, we can throw something at that near sea and even if it's the size of a grain of sand, it's going to completely
Yeah.
scour.
That's still an impact of several kilotons.
So one of the things that they did in this that I was reading was that they built a transport with sand from Mars, literal sand from Mars.
Because if there's one thing that Mars has a lot of,
Spent weeks getting this ship up to speed, sent it through a jump gate, and when it came out the other side, it was essentially a ballistic missile that scoured an entire star system clean of the enemy, because it launched so much sand, and that sand was going a significant portion to sea. On a bit. Obviously, all of this is getting cut because we're not talking about the game here.
oh no, we're leaving it in because right now we are literally going around and taking an anti-material rifle to some computers. Speaking of primitive IT work.
Oh, I mean, that's sometimes when you've got a rogue AI, this is about the only thing you can do, really. When you're dealing with a rogue AI, you gotta break it. Speaking of things I want to break, actually.
There you go, Caden.
I know, you're more of a Caden guy.
Well, there's a certain amount of Ashley I appreciate, but I mean, the whole idea of the space racist who will work with aliens, I wish there were more people like that.
I mean, look, it's so funny to me sometimes the ideas that authors and writers come up with for, we're going to run into aliens who are enough like us that we can interact with them. That's an interesting, albeit highly unlikely situation.
We're more likely to run into species like the Hanar.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's exactly correct. Now, there's any number of reasons why why aliens could develop to be similar to us.
There was nothing really particular about Earth's environment that made that could not be replicated elsewhere to create bipedal, rock throwing apes.
So I'm not one of these people that's a rule breaker. All aliens should be alien. I just would like to see more of it. Like, there are no truly aliens in Star Trek, and I understand that they did that in the original series because of the
Budget.
money, because of the budget. But even Q, who you would think of, that would be an inhuman alien. Q, because it's essentially
the only reason that Q appears like John Delancey is A, John Delancey is awesome, and B, he was doing that so that way everyone else could understand him.
You have to have the interaction and whatnot, but even there, they write them as having human foibles, having human needs, and having human, So, yeah, the fact that they have none, it just bothers me. Whereas the fact that this game has, they have the hand on it, which, they are, they have a lot of this, they can communicate with humans, but they're not human. So their thought process is a lot different. And they actually portray that thought process as being at least like human. So, again, the world building is...
The Elcor as well, the fact that they have to dumb themselves down as far as they're concerned in order to interact with the galaxy at large.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, now emotions are emotions, and how, particularly with the Elcor, and we'll see this in Mass Effect 3, how the nature of their world led to very tight-knit family groups,
Mhm.
and how that can extend even far beyond the family of species-wide if need be. So when what we'll be seeing later on, and I'm comfortable talking about this because we're way off from it,
Mm.
is when when you go up against Reapers and you have to save a bunch of Elcor, and you ask him how many made it off, and you see this pause, this long, drawn-out pause. And the thing about Elcor is that they always describe the emotion that predates their
Yeah.
thought processes, but this Elcor doesn't. He just simply looks away and says, "Not enough."
Yeah.
And that's first off for an Elcor not to dumb itself down, and yet you still perfectly understand it, because some things like that, the idea of family groups, if it applies to your species, is and should be universal. Especially in a extinction level fight for survival. So
It's funny. I've heard so many complaints from those who have watched Star Trek. I think that the Star Trek universe is stupid.
well, it is, but
and-
not for the reasons that are being discussed here.
and is a socialist communist nightmare and blah 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 about it.
Really, it has more akin to fascism with a friendly face, if you ask me.
And well, I've heard that complaint too, and I think that and I think that there is something to say for that
Well,
in
Right.
when you're looking at the Gene Roddenberry Star Treks, and then when you look at what Star Trek became after Gene Roddenberry, you see
Roddenberry would have hated Picard.
you see what Star Trek could be. But I feel like, honestly, Mass Effect is a far, it is a far, I don't want to say better, but a far more, I think, nuanced, realistic take of what a universe that is like the Star Trek universe with multiple humanoid forms and technologies that allow faster light travel.
Well, and technology is being hegemonized across.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that is.
Now, in the case of Mass Effect, it was hegemonized for a much more insidious reason, but
Right, it was on purpose done that way, but and it was on purpose done that way in Star Trek too, in that they established that basically the physics dictate why everybody's why everybody uses warp, why everybody has a lot of the same technologies.
and then Romulans and Klingons happen.
Yeah,
Dilithium, matter-antimatter conversion, fuck you, we'll make black holes in our ships.
yeah, very true. I think looking at the Mass Effect universe, and again, this is probably one of my all-time favorite world buildings that they did, was that they didn't try to build any sort of utopia. They didn't try to say the future was going to be better. They just said the future is going to be different. They just built a future and looked at a future where humanity had finally decided our differences were not worth the effort that we put into them in comparison to the greater universe.
Mhm.
And I
Did I go into the one that we already went into?
No, because you're sure it is. Well, I don't know. I think maybe you did.
The lockers are open.
I think maybe you did. I think maybe, and I do this every time I play through this. I at least
Well,
do it
yeah,
once.
when you don't have... lock the damn door and stop making everything look the fucking same.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was. And what's really funny is I never noticed how much they reused environments until somebody mentioned it. And then I was like, oh, yeah, you've been through
Yep.
it. And then,
Say the word.
then I was absolutely like, you're right. And of course, they do this. I think the height of BioWare's reusing environments was Dragon Age 2. But I think that all of their earlier games just become very much deja vu.
Mm-hmm.
You're very much getting a sense of deja vu because you're like, did I go through here?
Mm-hmm. You know, say what you will about KOTOR, at least, while the map layouts were different, the text, or while the map layouts were often the same, God damn it! Okay. Can I determine which one I've been to, or not really?
I'll tell you their first name. Well, was KOTOR before or after Baldur's Gate?
Uh,
I don't remember either, but I'll tell you, KOTOR was that was a game changer. That was such a game changer as far as really as far as a
yep,
lot of
new
things.
stuff to loot. We have not been here before.
And you can see so much of what went into KOTOR going into this.
Mm-hmm.
You can see where, somebody probably said at some point, we want to do this, but couldn't because of LucasArts, so we're going to do it in our own game.
Mm-hmm. Liberator!
Get you that Liberator armor. Heavy armor. Ooh. Daddy like it.
Explorer 3. Right. Any new handguns for you? Nope. No new shotguns for Ashley. No new machine guns for Ashley. Ashley's not a sniper.
I'll tell you, one of the mechanisms that I like that they add further on is that you could carry every single kind of weapon there is, but they're heavy, and so you end up only carrying what it is that you are going to use.
Yeah. The only problem was that they made gunplay so freaking overpowered in comparison that it was just like, okay, I'll just do everything. I'll just let my guns do the talking.
Well, we're American, so...
Yeah, but BioWare is Canadian.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, well, they're owned by...
Well, even before they were owned by EA, they're Canadian.
Is EA a Canadian?
Well, BioWare, I'm saying even owned by EA, I mean, everyone is still Canadian.
Yeah, but honestly, once you're owned by EA, you're not really a human anymore.
Not to EA, anyway.
You're just kind of a program. Ow! Oh, man. Looks like they just pegged you with a rocket launcher. And I do mean peg.
Now I throw the grenade and miss. Ashley, no! Yeah, the other reason why I'm not too much into Ashley, in comparison to or in the Mass Effect series, is that we get a much better character who is the gun nut type in Mass Effect 3.
Oh, no, you're right about that.
Jimmy Vega.
You're absolutely right.
You know, right down to being voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. instead of is it E.G. Daily who voices Ashley?
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. I'd have to look.
I was like, I know a lot of voice actors, but sometimes but only a few of them have very distinct voices, and and unfortunately, it's like, well, we all know who the generic male voice actor is, Megatron himself, Frank Welker.
Yeah, that's true.
But because seriously, he has been in everything.
It's absolutely true.
Case in point, how many times has the cast of Scooby-Doo changed, but Frank Welker has been the only one to voice Fred?
Oh, Lord.
Even in the kiddie Scooby-Doo, Frank Welker voiced Fred.
It's true. Yeah, well. Anytime I think of Scooby-Doo, all I can think of is...
Mm-hmm.
I love that thickness. And you know she's a freak, right?
Not even a closeted freak.
No.
She lets that flag fly.
She's open with that business.
All right.
One of the few things I love about the cell, Mr. Pip.
I mean,
okay, I have never seen that particular HUD.
All targets down.
The crosshair when you're doing the grenade launcher from shotguns.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay, all right, that's kind of cool, actually.
Still charging. Whack.
Negative contacts, Commander.
When you first played through this and you heard Lance Henriksen, did you automatically do every adventure, every mission that he assigned to you right away because you didn't want Lance Henriksen mad at you?
Yes. Well, I did every mission right away because I'm a gameplay board. So, fun fact. A burst of white noise over all frequencies deafens you. Your heart heads-up display interprets it into a series of zeros and ones. 4 different letters. H-E-L-P.
Oh.
Yep. I don't know binary very well, but I knew that one the first time I played it. This is never going to bite us in the ass.
Well, of course it's going to bite us in the ass. This is BioWare. Oh, we got our specialization. We're going to specialty class already. Oh.
Improves immunity and barrier, improves the adrenaline ability. Shock Trooper or Commando?
I feel like Commando is kind of where we were looking at, kind of where we're going with this.
Well, I would
Charged and locked.
add to that I was kind of thinking about for the of changing our class type to the Infiltrator archetype in 2.
Yeah.
Just because getting this game rewards you either for going pure biotic, which we'll have Liara for, or Rex, Kaden, I guess, or just creating the infinite ammo machine gun and just mowing shit down like there's no tomorrow.
One does love mowing shit down.
So, anyway, that is, but yeah, we helped we solved the VI problem. Let's see here.
Nothing like solving a problem with copious amounts of violence.
I mean, hi, I'm Commander Shepard. Punch. And yeah, so map
My second favorite activity in this world: punching aliens.
or humans or Geth.
I'm good with punching humans.
All right.
They're not the most fun people in the world.
So we solved the problem. Now on we solved that particular problem. Now we have to go figure out another thing to do. I am thinking about. Let's go to or not to Vermeer, but to Novaria, that where the plant thing is. Let's solve that one.
Oh yeah, let's go to that one. I like that one. That one was very to me. Well, right along talking about the life forms that were not human based,
Mm-hmm.
the intelligent life forms that were not, basically humanoid. I loved this particular one the first time I played it.
Well, hi. Here's a plant that's older than time itself.
I know, right?
Oh, wait. Or is it? No, it's Pharos that Novaria is the ice planet.
Yep.
So, no, we wanted the plant zombie.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll be back next time then, kids. We'll be seeing you.